Hello! In this video, we'll see how to connect forms with Snowflake. First, make sure that you have a database created in your Snowflake environment and also a schema. Another step is to create a data warehouse. So go to Admin, Warehouses, and make sure that you have a warehouse set up. Going back to data, I will navigate in this database and in this schema, and here I will create a new table. Before creating the table, I need to define which fields will be editable in my form object. In this example, we'll create 3 fields to forecast January, February, and March. So first, we need to create a table with the same structure here in Snowflake. I will now click here in Create, Table, Standard. The name of this table will be Form Tutorial. Our first column is our key field, and the type of this field is varchart. Now let's create the other fields. January with integers, and same for the other fields. Now I'll click here and create the table. Now we can go to the Inphinity portal and create a new form. From this list, select General SQL, and if you prefer, you can add a note. Now let's configure the connection. Click here in Settings, scroll down, and fill in all these fields. Our database type is Snowflake. My server address can be found here. Paste it in here and remove the protocol. The warehouse name in our example we can find here in Admin, Warehouses, and we'll be using this one, New WH2. Our database name we can find here in Data, and this is the database name with the table we created. So let's go back and insert here Inphinity, SFDemo. Our schema is public, and the table name is Form Tutorial. The key column in our example is also called Key, so we can just enter it like this. Now you enter the credentials of your account. Click here in Save Settings and Test. You should now see this message. Now we have everything we need to start saving data from forms. Let's go back to Click and create a new app. In the New section, I will press Ctrl+00, and this will create some random values in Click so that we can test our form. I can now click here and load the data. And now let's go to the sheet. Let's turn on the Advanced mode and create a new form object. So click in Custom Objects, bring the Forms General, and now we can go back to the Infinity universe and copy our form instance ID. Go back to the form object, in Form Configuration, paste the ID in here. Click Test, and you should see the Test Successful message. Now we can add a dimension. In our case, we have dim1, and we can add some editable fields. Going to Form Configuration, we can see that we have a key field listed here, and if we scroll down, we can also find our extra fields in the database. We have January, February, and March, so we'll create these fields here. You should also include the change it by name, and these other fields when creating your table. These fields will automatically capture who made the last changes and when. Now scrolling down, I will add a new field, and the name of this field will be Jan. The type of the field will be number, and now I will do the same thing for the other fields, Feb and Mar. Now let's test it. I'll click here and insert some values in dim1. Click Save. And let's check if the values were saved in our table. Going back to the Snowflake environment, clicking on the table, and now Data Preview. The values were saved. Now let's go back and change it again to test it. Click Save again, go back to Snowflake, and refresh. Now let's see how to load the data from this table. Going back to our app, let's go to Data Load Editor and create a new connection. find the Snowflake connector, and we have to fill in first the server. So going back to Snowflake, clicking here, copy the account URL. So this is our server. The database name, which is Inphinity SF Demo. The schema is public. The warehouse, just to remember, going back to the admin part, warehouses, it is new WH2. Scroll down a little bit, fill in the credentials, and change the name of the connection. Click here to test, and create. Now let's find the table in our connection. In our case, it's the form tutorial table. And now we can start the script. Let's load the data again. Go back to our sheet. And we can create some charts with it. Now we can use click to model the data. In this example, if we want to connect the key field to our dim1 field, we can go back to the script, rename the key field as dim1, reload the data, and now we can add the dim1 details here. In the form object, you can also add a recalculate or reload button here. Let's change the user level to advanced, go to appearance, button visibility, and mark recalculate. Now we can change the values from these fields. This will first save and then reload the app altogether.